Hello, 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 and welcome back to After the Snap. It is I, your host, Tasha Pierce, and you see things are starting to get into some normalcy behind me. Things are looking up over here at the After the Snap headquarters. But I mean, it's still there are still things that need to be replaced and done, but I'm closer to normal than I have been in some weeks now. So hey there, Miss Powell. I hope your week is going well too, girl. Yeah, things are starting to look up. I can breathe. I can breathe a little now that we don't have a hole in the ceiling in either room. Yeah, that's been fixed. Now they lied to me and told me they was coming to clean my carpet. They ain't cleaned the carpet yet, but I'm okay with that because I can at least set up the way I'm used to it. What's up, Clarence? Sir, so glad to see you. So glad to see your face in the place. I appreciate. Tell you guys another thing as far as the equipment replacement is going, donations have started to trickle in. I've got pledges, and things are looking like we're going to get back to normal sooner rather than later. Thank you, everyone, specifically Clarence and the co-hosts of Discussing Who. They was like, no, 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 no. You're going to keep on talking, girl. We're going to give you a little something to keep you talking. I appreciate all of that. Hey there, Justin. Good to see your face in the place. All right, let's get into some Doctor Who, y'all. This was another, to me, it's another great episode of Doctor Who. Everybody, it's not going to be for everybody, and nothing is for everybody. If you get something and you make it and everybody likes it, you are a genius. But for the most part, in the circles that I have been involving myself in, y'all know I don't do all that negative ish. So I stay away from those channels. I could name some names, but then that would be like free advertisement. I'm going to look at it. If it's a bad episode, I'm gonna say it's a bad episode. But if it is a good episode with something about it that I don't like, I can say that too. This was a good episode. This one was directed by Brioni Redman and Kate Herron. Now, we might know their names, or we should know their names at the absolute least. Hey, Win Grace, good to see you in the place, sir. We should know their names from Loki. They did the first season of the Disney Plus series Loki. They also do a lot of female-led comedies, but this was their foray into something that they've been a fan of for many years, and it is their entrance into Doctor Who. Kate Herron said, clearly, I can't get enough of time travel. It is an absolute honor to write for Russell and Ncuti. We had so much fun and can't wait for you to see it. And Brioni Redman said, as a big fan of Doctor Who and Russell T Davies, it's been a dream to write on this show. Now, Miss Powell down here said, it felt classic New Who. That is when you know you got the right writers, baby. You got the correct ones, because they made this seem just like we taken a page out of a regular Doctor Who episode. Not saying that the rest of the episodes have not filled that capacity of being true Who, but this one it really feels true New Who, just like Miss Powell says. When Grace is agreeing, I liked what they did here. And so did Russell T Davies. Russell T Davies says, this is when I absolutely love my job. Working with the stellar talents of Kate and Brioni makes my whole world better and brighter and a lot more fun. I was a huge fan of Loki and reached out to Kate to say so. She then introduced him to Brioni, and it was all systems go from that point. They have written a wonderful script which created unique challenges for the cast and crew alike. I'm pretty sure that dancing scene, even though it was in their wheelhouse, we've seen them boogie woogie woogie before, but the dancing scene probably to me would have been the hardest thing to do, to direct and to create, as far as being the person doing the dancing. So anyway, it said it created unique challenges for cast and crew alike. The end result is gorgeous and thrilling and scary and not like any other episode of Doctor Who. That might be where I disagree with Russell T Davies, because this just felt Who. This just felt like Doctor Who from what I am familiar with. Because again, the old stuff, it lost me at the giant rat when I was a little girl. I have been watching Doctor Who, not since the first run. So when I decided to start watching it, it was Eccleston's run, but I watched it probably a couple of years after everybody else did, and then I just binged on through, and I enjoy it. I love it. Clarence said it was a very well done episode. What the fuck just happened? Excuse my French. I just lost everything for a second. My computer. Hopefully it didn't glitch for y'all. It glitched for me. Okay. Claire says a very well done episode. The love interest aspects of Doctor Who have always felt a bit off to me, but excellently written and executed. And I liked it. I liked it. Miss Powell said Doctor Who Unleashed said that the choreographer was the choreographer from actual Bridgerton. I got that in my notes. I don't watch Bridgerton, but it gave me Girl in the Fireplace vibes. I don't watch Bridgerton either, and I would not have known if I would not have looked it up. I do have to look up quite a bit when I'm going through Doctor Who. Don't have as much committed to memory, but still love the show. I truly loved the dance sequences, especially when the Doctor and Rogue got to boogie woogie woogie. Okay. Also, the episode was dedicated to William Russell, and he died 5 days before this episode was broadcast. So damn, people can't live forever. I really wish that he would have been around to see the episode, even though the only mention of William Russell in the episode might have been like adjacent to the Doctor that he was a companion for, because this actor played the original first Doctor companion named Ian Chesterton, and he had been present on the show as recently as the 2022 special, The Power of the Doctor. Okay, so rest in peace. I really wish that the Disney Plus version would have added this tribute to William Russell. I think that he is well enough known for deep Whovians that they would have made mention of the fact that his passing and made this in memory of him. But anywho, the episode, let me see, is about the Doctor and Ruby landing in 1813, where guests at a duchess's party are being murdered, and a mysterious bounty hunter called Rogue is about to change the Doctor's life forever. So there's a ball. This is in Bath, England in 1813, and we got two lords meeting in the garden. Lord Galpin and Lord Barton. And Lord Galpin is not having none of Lord Barton's mess. He's like, you are not going to sully my sister's reputation. I, sir, challenge you to a duel. I'll duel with you. I'll take out my freaking, what is that thing called? The handkerchief, and you know, the gloves. You use the gloves and you slap the person in the face. I challenge you to a duel. Well, it didn't go too far. Galpin was like, you know what? I like your life, and I kind of want it. So he snatches Barton and he killed him. He killed him with some lightning and ish. And then we saw this, and we're like, right off the bat, we get the mystery. We get who we're supposed to be chasing after. I'm thinking it's only gonna be this dude. No, it's a whole gang of them. It's a whole gang of them. Because when Galpin kills Barton, he then transforms into a perfect copy of Barton. So now he's no longer the lover. Oh, I didn't know that. Now he's not only the lover of the sister, now he is the brother of the sister. So he's been the lover of the sister, now he's the brother of the sister. Anywho, we go inside of this ball and we see the doctor and Ruby, and they are cutting a rug and they're dancing in sync, despite the fact that they haven't rehearsed this dance or anything, because Ruby has some psychic earrings. Now, they drop some exposition in this case because he's like, look, these psychic earrings, she starts getting this feedback and he fixes it with the sonic screwdriver, but he tells her, this has several modes to it. Do not put these earrings into battle mode. And we know that once they say battle mode at the beginning of an episode, we know that we're going to see battle mode get used, or we're at least going to hear about it, which is what we did in this episode. So the Duchess, she's the host of this party, and she's like, everybody, let's move Ruby around because we want her to meet some men. We want her to get this party started right. While Ruby is going around with the Duchess meeting men, the doctor notices a brooding and handsome man standing on the balcony. Now, we gonna remember that. He noticed it, so we noticed too. Chekhov's earring, girl, yes. And I thought about it as soon as he said battle mode, because it made me think of Spider-Man when Peter's costume had instant kill mode. They like mentioned it, and then we go on about our business. We knew that at some point we are going to see instant kill, and we did get to see instant kill. But that's what it made me think of. Y'all know I'm a Marvel head far more than I am a Doctor Who head. So Lord Barton, the fake Lord Barton, who is now the brother of the sister, not the lover of the sister. Lord Barton flirts with Ruby. She ain't impressed. She's not impressed at all with Lord Barton. Ruby, as she's moving around this party, notices a portrait. And who is this portrait of? They say earrings were a great setup, great writing. We knew it. We knew they was coming back. Yeah, we knew those earrings was coming back. We got our twist, and it wasn't in the form of Susan Twist. We've been hearing a lot about Susan Twist over the last few days, and maybe we'll talk about that towards the end of this of us talking about the episode. I know y'all know what I'm talking about, but let's save that, table it, stick a pin in it. Remind me towards the end of this stream. We'll talk more about where we think this thing is going. But anywho, the twist was in this portrait that it is Susan Twist, but we're like, okay, well, what the hell is she doing here? Ruby noticed her. The Duchess explained that this picture is a picture of the Duke's mother. So now we've got Susan Twist being the mother in Dot and Bubble, Penny Pepperbean, and now she's the mother of the Duke in this episode. So Barton and Emily, they left together. Ruby, she followed them. The doctor went on up to the balcony to meet the brooding man, and he called himself Rogue. Yeah, the instant kill fight was a bit disappointing. It wasn't as well choreographed as those dance moves were at the beginning. I agree with that. So the doctor and Rogue, they leave the balcony together. I was immediately getting these vibes from him, and I know it's something that all of us have felt, but I feel so accomplished that I was like, hey, he reminds me of someone. Did he remind you all of somebody? Because he sure reminded me of Jack Harkness. And look, I said that a couple episodes ago, that when they said rest in peace, Mad Jack, I felt like they were talking about Jack Harkness, but that has never been confirmed. But it brought back in my mind that we saw Jack be mentioned, and then we see this character who is very similar to Jack, but he's not Jack. And I'm wondering, is it because we're not going to see that actor, what is his name, John Barrowman, because he behaved really badly on the set of Arrow for sure. I don't know what other sets he's been on that he kind of showed his ass, literally showed his ass. I don't know what other set he was on, but I do know on this particular set, on the Arrow set, John Barrowman, he showed his ass several times. Anyway, somewhere Remy LeBeau got real jealous. Half Captain Jack, Henry Cavill, or half Henry Cavill. He was showing more than the back in Doctor Who. Damn. So this is probably why we don't see the real Captain Jack, but I do believe this is possibly a form of Captain Jack or something. He reminds me too much of Jack. Anywho, Doctor and Rogue leave the balcony together. The Duchess then walks up on a housekeeper. She's like, you ain't supposed to be nowhere near this house. You shouldn't be out here. Who are you so I can fire you? The housekeeper was like, you know what? I want to be you. She attacks her with the lightning stuff. And now she turns into a copy of the Duchess. And she left the original Duchess dead. So now we've got two dead aristocrats. Ruby witnessed the argument between Barton and Emily in the library, and Barton rejects Emily's advances, and then he briefly reconsiders. Ruby accidentally interrupts them, causing Barton to leave. So Ruby comforts Emily, suggesting that they return to the ballroom, get some more boogie in. Let me see. Hey, Reinhardt, didn't know you were in here, buddy. Oh yeah, love this episode. Pretty amazing. It was a pretty good episode. Clarence said, I need to watch your review, Wing Grace, but I think this episode further supports your theory. Literally an episode of Doctor Who Bridgerton, and the last episode was Doctor Who Black Mirror. That is something to think about. Miss Powell didn't like Jack. She likes Rogue better. And Clarence says he's a huge Jack fan. I liked who he was supposed to be in Doctor Who, as far as going back in the older stuff, and I like Rogue too. So it's not like, both of them are pretty cool to me. Let's see, where were we at? Doctor is looking up at the stars, and he mentions the Regency era naming, and he discovers at this point the Duchess' body, suspecting an alien cause. An alien cause. So Doctor and Rogue realize they're both from different times and planets. They accuse each other of being the baddie in this episode. So Rogue holds the Doctor at gunpoint. And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't pull no gun on the Doctor, but he thought he was doing the right thing there. He reveals that he's a bounty hunter after a shoulder. I think I'm saying that right. Shoulder. Rogue leads the Doctor to his ship, which is near the TARDIS. He calls the TARDIS a shack, which I'm like, I don't appreciate you. Don't do that. Don't call the TARDIS a shack now. But anywho, Rogue takes the Doctor into his ship and tries to incinerate the Doctor in a triform. Three again. We got triad. We got we saw the triangle shaped mine in Boom. There is a lot of three showing up this season in Doctor Who. The Doctor fails to escape using a sonic screwdriver, and he said, your name is Rogue, and it is from Dungeons and Dragons, and he was probably right. Doctor Who uses his psychic paper to prove he's a Time Lord, not a shoulder. Rogue released the Doctor. Now, this is when I started seeing a little tension between them. I'm like, is the doctor falling for this dude? It didn't seem like the dude was falling for the Doctor, but the Doctor was definitely falling for the dude. Wingray says he was super busy this weekend. His review was pretty short, and B-52s could make a sweet time shack. Time shack. Time shack. Don't get me started. I have a whole song written. So the Duchess the fake Duchess and fake Barton, they discuss their plans, and their plans are to target Ruby. They know Ruby is special. They see there's something about her that they want. Ruby and Emily find a corpse, and they started looking for the doctor. They like, oh, somebody there's something here burning folks up. We got to find the doctor. The doctor and Rogue modified a triform to transport Childers. Rogue then admires the TARDIS, shares a personal loss with the doctor. The doctor empathizes, of course, encourages Rogue to keep going. The TARDIS signals that this triform is ready. We find out that the Cholder are known for cosplaying. So they are cosplaying, and it is inspired by Bridgerton, and they have to figure out a way to make themselves attractive to the Cholder, to make them want to be them so that they can trap them in the triform. So they decide that they are going to do something hugely dramatic, and they are going to dance. Kyle, hey, Kyle said we should always remember that the doctor is always one step ahead, even when we don't always see it at first. This is true. Love the B-52s. We need that Time Shack song. Somebody gonna have to write it. Somebody with a better voice than I. So this is when I started feeling even more tension between the doctor and I almost called him Jack. Between the doctor and Rogue. When they did this dance. Where am I? Oh, here I am. This dance, it's scandalous because we're in the early 1800s. You got two men out here on the dance floor cutting the rug together, and you know that was odd for the early 1800s. And the doctor, goes, "Oh, you rogue, you don't, you cad." Everything he did was like over the top dramatic, and then over the top dramatic Rogue pulls out a ring. It was like, "Will you marry me?" And the doctor's like, "I can't," and he runs out of the hall. The Cholder transform, chased the doctor and Rogue because they was like, "Oh yeah, I got to be him now. I got to be him." So they want to put their bodies on and try it on for size. They realize the Cholder, of course, plan to conquer the world after they play their little cosplay games. So they are hiding in the carriage. The Cholder return to the ball. The doctor modifies the triform to fit 6 people with one chance to capture all the Cholder. And he invited Rogue to travel with them. He did. And he did not waste any time. Miss Powell says, off topic, my friend and I once made a holodeck song with that B-52 song. Oh gosh, I gotta hear it. I have to hear it. Send it to me. That ring, he must have had that for the one. He must have had that for the one he lost. Oh, and then he gave it to the doctor. That's sweet. And Miss Powell says she liked it that Rogue wasn't good at improv, which is just it makes him more real because everybody is not going to be the doctor and Ruby doing their pretend as they going into each other's or to these new worlds and new time periods. They are great at pretending. Everybody else maybe not so much. So yeah, I thought it was real the way they did that with Rogue. And we find out that Emily is a Cholder, and she wants to be Ruby now. She's like, "It's something about you, girl. I got to put your skin over my skin. I got to wear your face." Cholder returned to the ballroom, and they like, "We about to get married. We about to have a wedding." When they said they liked stuff that was dramatic and over the top, they were truly, truly saying they like drama and over the top. Because a wedding, just like out of nowhere, we're gonna have a wedding. One Cholder kills a vicar, then transforms into him so that he can perform the wedding. The doctor and Rogue see the fake wedding, and the doctor is devastated. He feels like, "Oh man, I'm out here, trying to hook up with Rogue and my best friend," because he called her his best friend. So he said his best friend is now been changed into a damn shoulder. The doctor learns that the shoulder lifespan is 600 years. And he's like, pretty much you're going to be 600 years of being imprisoned in another galaxy, because the doctor is like, we can't kill these beings, even though they are not, they're not good people. They're not good people, but we can't kill them. But we can send them to a distant galaxy and imprison them and make them live out the rest of their 600 years in this new reality without anybody to cosplay into. The doctor interrupts the wedding, sets up the triform, and they got Ruby in the triform with the rest of the shoulder, and they're like, Ruby is like, oh, no. This is me. I'm me. I'm not a shoulder. And she used the psychic earrings that she had. They came back to trick the shoulder and to go into battle mode. And Emily attacks, Rogue traps Emily in the triform. Doctor hesitates to send them away, as it would include Ruby. And Rogue asked him, will you be able to send your best friend into oblivion? Doctor's like, and it took him a little while to say it. And him taking a little while to say it kind of bothered me just a little bit. Because I'm like, what is there to think about? You're not going to send her away. So that was like one little nip. I don't have no nitpicks about this episode because I really felt like it was a good episode. But that was like, you taking too much time to answer this, and the answer is no. And Rogue knew it was no too. So he took Ruby's place in the triform. He sends the shoulder away and then vanishes himself. The doctor mourns Rogue, places Rogue's ring on his own finger, and they discuss the impossibility of finding Rogue. But I mean, space is small, right? Time is even smaller. They're going to run into Rogue again, I'm pretty sure. So all of that is the synopsis of the episode. I thought the episode was fantastic. Reinhardt said, we're getting into this thing where all the companions are special, and we had that with Clara, with Amy, with Donna, and with Rose somewhat. So everybody has something that was attractive to the doctor, is basically what you're saying. Yeah, everybody has an element that makes them attractive to be a companion for the doctor. Emily was the best cosplayer. She was. Wingray says, I think the flashback to Ruby's mom would have worked better during that yes, that might have been where there was a disconnect for me. If they would have put the flashbacks of him promising to keep her safe and all of that stuff there, it would have made that moment a little bit more, the pause would have been a little bit more believable. This pal said, I still don't know why Rogue was able to get a locked Ruby out of the trap. Well, maybe we'll find out. I don't know. That was something that I didn't even consider or think about. It was just like, oh, she out. Okay. We saw the doctor when he was explaining that he was a Time Lord. Or he didn't even say Time Lord, did he? Who remembers what he said? He said something, it was different than just saying, I'm a Time Lord. He said, gosh, I'm trying to see if I got it in my notes. Nope, I ain't got it in my notes. The computer on Rogue's ship revealed that the doctor had an incarnation that was portrayed by Richard E. Grant, the same one from the 2003 webcast Scream of the Shalka. Grant has appeared in the series as both Walter Simeon in a Christmas special called The Snowman. Kyle, Clarence, Reinhardt, Wingrace, you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't. In the series 7 finale, The Name of the Doctor, he was a physical form of the Great Intelligence. Before these appearances, however, Grant had actually played 2 incarnations of the Doctor before the series was revived in 2005. He was an alternate 10th Doctor in the 1999 comic relief story, The Curse of Fatal Death, an alternate version of the Ninth Doctor in Scream of the Shaka. Wait a minute. I'm coming back. I got to catch up with y'all. Maybe because he was holding the button, and that's why he was able to get Ruby out of the trap. Makes sense to me. I'll buy it. Kyle said he was a time lord. He was an ancient power, so much more powerful, etc., etc. That's what he said. He said he was a time, so I knew that. I knew he said something elegant. Christmas special ask about snow. Yes, it actually is called The Snowmen, or All About Snow. All About Snow. Yeah. Miss Powell says in classic Who, the companion wasn't focused on at all. They were only there to scream and ask questions. RTD started the companion storyline as the hook for the audience. Yeah, we are experiencing everything the way the companions are. You know, it's all very new to us. The doctor said, I am a lord of time. That's what he said. He didn't say time lord. He said, I am a lord of time. That's what he said. Thank you. So the Chodar, we know we can live up to 600 years. We got that. They recognize each other by scent. We got that. They travel in packs and they love cosplay. The Doctor, when trapped in the Triform, which again, we keep coming back to 3, Triform, Triad, that stupid bomb that the Doctor landed on, the what do you call it? The mine, the landmine. All these things are triangles, triad. Okay. The Doctor remarks that he is Bond, molecular Bond. That's all. That's a James Bond. Y'all know what that was. I thought it was cute. The Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, has expressed his interest in playing Willy Wonka, and he got an opportunity to do this whole pure imagination Willy Wonka song, and he did it like it was done in a kind of sultry type manner because he knew that he was about to blow Rogue's mind as soon as he stepped into that TARDIS. He knew, you know, I'm about to blow his mind. So Rogue's favorite song is Can't Get You Out of My Head by Kylie Minogue, who guest starred in a Doctor Who episode as Astrid Peth in Voyage of the Dam. And she's been confirmed to exist in universe. So not only that Astrid exists, Kylie Minogue also exists in the universe, in the Doctor Who universe. Got Kyle chiming in. He says it was the 2012 Christmas special. The voice was originally Ian McKellen before Richard E. Grant took over at the end of the story. And Kyle, I think he kept up, like he said, I am a Lord of Time. Yes. I still like Lord Temporal. Everybody likes Lord Temporal. And Kyle wanted the Doctor to mention Astrid, to say Astrid when that music was playing. I actually enjoyed the fact that and I don't know if this is what they do in Bridgerton because I don't watch Bridgerton. Do they update, or do they make, let me see, because I know I have it in my notes somewhere. The episode heavily references the Netflix period drama Bridgerton. And they say Bridgerton quite a bit in this episode. Did they say it? At least 3 or 4 times, at least. The music playing during the Doctor and Rogue's first meeting is an instrumental of Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. And I caught this and I was really happy. The track during the battle mode scene is an instrumental of Poker Face by Lady Gaga. I loved that. I thought that sounded really good. And they say, and this is according, of course, to the Who fandom page, the fandom page, that this is a nod to a common trope in Bridgerton, where contemporary songs are arranged to be performed by string quartet. And the choreographer Murphy choreographed the dance sequences for this episode. Those are my notes, y'all. That's all that I have. Miss Powell said they do historical covers of modern songs. I probably need to get into Bridgerton. I probably need to watch it. Because for a long time we didn't have Netflix over here, and I was like, can't cry over spilled milk, can't watch what I don't have. But now that we got this free, it's everything is always free. With one of their phone plans, we got Netflix with ad-supported Netflix for free. So I'm able to watch some Netflix stuff now. So yeah. Okay. So as far as the episode goes, fantastic episode. Where we go next is beyond me, but we do have some idea that could put us into kind of spoiler territory. So if you don't want to discuss what could potentially be coming up next, then you might want to check out from here. Give me your ratings if you're going to check out, though. I would like to know what you thought of the episode. I myself thought this was a very good episode, and I'm giving it a 4.95 out of 5, and that's because of the little tiny itsy bitsy nitpicks that I had, and they were little. Kyle said he watched the first episode of Bridgerton last night for reference, and Rogue was so Bridgerton. Well, I might have to do that, just for referential reasons, not because that I want to watch people dance in the style of the 1800s Bridgerton crew. Yes, I do. I do want to watch that. Okay, so 4.95 for me. You don't have to give your ratings because we will be back together tomorrow for over on Kyle's broadcast, where he has discussing who between he himself, Lee, and Clarence. They discuss who, and they probably do it in a lot deeper detail than I do, but we are going to discuss today. And oh, by the way, BT Dubs, that is discussing who, and tomorrow evening 7:30 Central. Adjust that for your time periods. We don't want you to be too early or too late, but you can join us over there because we do chat it up and we have conversations. Miss Powell said, when we talk about Dr. Romance, I only like the doctor and non-companions. As I read other comments, the companion-doctor power dynamic is unbalanced, in my honest opinion. I can agree with that. I can see what you mean. Kyle gives it a 15, pun intended, singing doctors out of 5. So, 15 over 5 is going to be 3 and 1/5. No, it's not. It's 5. Justice said, not checking out, but it was a 4.5. Very strong episode. Miss Powell is a little bit less keen on it, 4 out of 5, but that is still a good rating for what I consider a good episode. All right, y'all. So we learned a little bit about what's coming up with Susan Twist, right? And what's going to happen with the next 2 episodes, which are the final 2 episodes, which that snuck up on me. I didn't realize how close we were. Y'all hear my grandson? Anyway, I didn't realize how close we were to the end. I forgot that this was a shorter season. But yeah, there's always a twist in the end. We learned that in the Devil's Court. By the time we got to the end of the Devil's Court, we realized that there was a twist, and we have caught a twist in every episode this season. And this episode was, of course, no different. Now we are getting, as we're moving into these final 2 episodes, what the twist might be. We are finding out that her name is not just Susan Twist, it's Susan Triad, right? And Triad, as we look at it, and of course, I should have put this on a graphic so it would be easily, but S triad is an anagram for TARDIS. So much like Torchwood was an anagram for Doctor Who, triad or S triad is a anagram for TARDIS. So what does that mean? Where where are we going? Who is Susan Twist? And if you guys are like, if you've got an idea, oh my gosh, are you freaking? I might get sick off of this pun. If we're spoiling the trailer, I'll drop my clever pun name. She is Locu Twist. She is Locu Twist. I guess she is. I guess she is. Now, I want to ask because, and this is not something that I have given any thought to and put pen to paper to try to work out. This is not one of those things. But it was brought up earlier. We had the Bridgerton references. We've kind of got Black Mirror-esque. Excuse me. Sorry. We kind of got Black Mirror-esque references, right? Then we also got the Star Trek mention. Yeah, we all forgot about that, huh? They did drop this fact that Star Trek somewhere exists in that timeline. So, from what you guys are saying, is this about? Well, I mean, what is this about? Because we've gotten all of these references, and some of you guys have great ideas of where this thing could be going. But to me, when it mentions or it riffs off of other kind of important or at least pop culturally important British TV shows like Black Mirror and like Bridgerton, but they did mention Star Trek. Said they wanted to actually go hang out with the people from Star Trek. So, what are we learning this season about Doctor Who? Is he jumping from one franchise to another or one property to another? Or is this is all something that you guys can explain in the annals or from using the annals of Doctor Who? Susan works for Triad Technologies, SUTech. So what is SUTech? Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Miss Powell said, I wonder if S Triad will be, by the end of the two-parter, will be scattered across time like Clara or a villain from Classic Who. If we go back to the toy maker, he embedded his laughter into the... Why didn't I think of that? He embedded his laughter into the first television broadcast, so it could be connected in some way. Then we also we heard about the boss. Rogue has a boss, that's a new boss. Meep has a boss, that's a new boss. Who is the boss? Is the boss the one who waits? Or is that who it is? Or are we still hanging out in the pantheon of toy maker and what was Jink's name? Help me. Maestro. The Pyramids of Mars, a villain from Classic Who. Sutek was a villain, an ancient god in that story. I'm gonna have to look it up. Y'all know that I be wanting to watch these things and can't because because I don't have the right freaking streaming services. What is that called? Sutek. That's what I'm supposed to be looking at. Sutek. Well, that didn't help me. Okay, Doctor Who. Maybe I'll put that in there. Mythological creature or mythological character. Sutek, also known as Sutek the Destroyer, Setek, Set. Is this about? Is this Wait a minute. Is this like in? Are we talking about ancient Egyptian gods? It's spelled like that. Somebody help me. I thought pyramids or pyramid was a play on it, Kyle. Okay, so Sutek. Gosh, so this is we're going into some Egyptian-ish. Okay, so Sutek, also known as Sutek the Destroyer, Setek, Set, Seth, or the Jackal, was an Osiris who planned to destroy all life in the universe. He feared all forms of life which might one day challenge his hegemony, and so became the destroyer of all living things. Beyond that, he believed his acts of destruction freed those he killed from the tyranny of hope and choice, instead delivering them with the certainty of death. He was imprisoned, trapped inside a force field that paralyzed him. So, how do we think Sutek may have gotten out? Anybody got an idea? Anyone? Anyone? So Miss Powell said the villain was the inspiration for the Egyptians in the classic Who story. Minding the minds, pure minds. Y'all stop. um, so how do we think Sutek plays into this? I haven't heard. Have I heard anybody mention Sutek? This might be the first time I've heard the mention of Sutek. Everything that I've heard is talking about the play on the S triad being TARDIS, and then also we had Doctor Who talking to Ruby and was like, "I'm with my daughter, or I'm with my granddaughter across over there. This is where I once was with her." So we've brought up the granddaughter. That's where I thought we were going. It's like, is this his granddaughter? At least we're of the same mind. Yep, a pure mind. A pure minds. Okay. Um. So yeah. So okay, is that where we're going? Everybody thinks it's Sutek. Please help. Please help. I know we're going to be talking about it some more tomorrow, though. And I'm going to read more of the wiki about this character and play around with it in my mind. Um, but I'm not. I probably will never get the connection because I don't remember seeing this about this Sutek. I don't remember Sutek. Um, Miss Powell said there are promo photos of Miss Flood with. I saw that, and she looked, and I can't say for sure, but it did look like she was being kind of antagonistic. She might not have been. It just that's the way I read it in that picture. Let me see if I can find the Doctor Who. What is the name of the next episode? When Grace said, not having seen that episode. Sure, we're of the same mind. Great. I don't what is that? What is the name of the next episode? Help me. I'm 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 not moving as swiftly as I once upon a time was today because the legend of Ruby Sunday. Why couldn't I think of that? So is this two-parter both named The Legend of Ruby Sunday? Is Ruby okay? So people are just off of what just came up when I typed that in. People are talking about River Song. I don't know. Of course, I don't know, but I do feel like, can we be going back to River Song? Um, RTD reveals clue. Let's share this share this screen, y'all. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. So RTD reveals a clue in David Tennant's last episode to the Ruby Sunday mystery. Do we want to know this? Do we want to know this? People need to always talk about River Song. It is required. I love River, though. I did love her, but I mean, will she be back? Wingray says maybe she's kind of like what's his name from the newest season of Invincible. She's accidentally connected to all versions of herself across the multiverse. That actually sounds dope. I would like that. Yes. Empire of Doom is the finale. Okay, got you. The last episode is Empire of Death. Empire of Death, Empire of, yeah, Death, Doom. Miss Powell says she doubts it. River was Moffat's baby, and he closed the loop. And Kyle said if she does come back, it'll be like joy. He'll be like joy to the world. I liked her, but I also can see what Miss Powell is saying. Moffat was like, I'm gonna make it to where there's no reason to bring her back because I'm shutting this thing down now that I'm gone. Donna Noble and Mel Bush's conversation in The Giggle holds a clue for the finale. Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies hints that answers to Ruby Sunday's mysterious past may lie within a hint from David Tennant's second tenure. Introduced in 2023 seasonal special, Millie Gibson's companion to Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor was left abandoned by a hooded figure on Christmas Eve in 2004 with no clues left about her parents' identity. While Ruby's own investigations didn't unveil any answers, mysterious snowfall began to appear throughout their travels to ward them away from their search. With Doctor Who Season 14 entering its final act, Davies teases on the official Doctor Who podcast what to expect from the two-part finale. So if you've listened to the podcast, you already know what I'm talking about, but I have not, and I probably should. Davies reveals that a conversation between Donna Noble and Mel Bush holds hints from 2023's 60th anniversary special, The Giggle, teasing that UNIT may be compromised from the inside. It's not revealed how this connects with Ruby, but Davies teased, if you want to know what's at stake, just go onto your iPlayer, go have a little look at The Giggle from where there's a very little mysterious conversation where Donna asked Mel what system they were using, and was it static or dynamic? And Mel said that it's triad. A little line where she just says she's using the triad system. So he said also, watch that have consequences for everyone. So y'all know I'm always thinking. So are they using the triad system? Thus, that makes them not, what is it, not a reliable system? We know that it's going to be something big because Triad Technologies with Susan Twist is coming in the next episode. But exactly what will that mean for UNIT? Which, again, I guess we should have realized that UNIT was going to come back up because they've come up twice at least already in this season. So I guess it should have been some idea that they would be back. Oh shoot. Oh, no worries. Death, Doom, it all sounds the same to me. And Miss Powell does still, she says she loves River. She just doesn't need them. She doesn't think that she's going to be part of this ongoing story. Miss Powell says, I think the Vlinks robot at unit headquarters is a triad or Villengard weapon system. That would be bad news. Because it sounds, I mean, I don't know much about triad, but Villengard, I mean, it's right in the name, villain. it's right in the name. Even though I think I might have been calling that Killing Guard. We got all the different faces of Susan Twist throughout this season. And yeah, I don't know. With Davies' hint, it would seem that Doctor Who's 60th anniversary hint connects not only to Ruby's parentage, but the mystery of Susan Twist too, which who nobody knows that these two, I mean, these two things could be one and the same. As Miss Powell said, or was that Miss Powell? Somebody said that she could be connected to all versions of herself across the multiverse. So Susan Twist, Ruby, all of that could all be part of the same, part and parcel of the same. BTW, if you are watching, and I always fail to say this, please make sure that you're hitting the like button. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel so you can hang out with us as we talk about all kinds of TV, movies, and such. So while season 14's Mystery Watcher has made a series of random appearances since the church on Ruby Road, The Legend of Ruby Sunday and the Empire of Death marks the first time Twist has played a key role in an episode as Susan Triad. With promotional material seeing Susan standing before a Triad Technologies poster, it would seem that Susan's company may be supplying UNIT with their hardware. Doom, doom, doom. Davies has previously teased that the first part of Doctor Who season 14's finale will have ties to John Pertwee's Third Doctor era. Okay, big Doctor Who aficionados that know these Third Doctor, and how would this fit with the Third Doctor? Because I don't know. The Doctor and Ruby will be brought into unit headquarters to investigate something hidden deep within their archive. As such, perhaps Triad technology may have its roots in his past. With this, the Doctor could either have a chance at defeating familiar foes he has faced before, such as the Autons, or know that the threat may be too great to face alone, like the dreaded rogue Time Lord Omega. Hey, David. Glad you could join us. Excuse me. Yeah, that's it. That's, it says Davies revealing that the foundations for Doctor Who season 14 finale had been set. It's clear the showrunner has been laying the groundwork for many future mysteries between the TARDIS sparking. And I forgot about that. The TARDIS is it looks like it is sick. It is groaning. And it is like sparks and stuff flying out of it during the opening montage. So it's like, what the heck is happening with the TARDIS? The TARDIS has been sick for quite a few episodes this season. And I can remember the TARDIS being sick before. And Jack Harkness was involved. So again, we're going back to, okay, are we going to see Jack as Rogue Jack? Are we getting Rogue back again? Because I know we're not getting Jack, like Barrowman's Jack. We're not getting him because I'm finding out that he has behaved really badly. He's just behaved really badly on his sets. So we won't be seeing him. What are we going to be seeing? And I know that I'm going to pick up comments. We're going to speculate just a little bit more before I leave us to think about it for another week, I suppose. So that's the third series of the Doctor as well. That's why people think of Sutekh from the Third Doctor era. Good thinking. Kyle says, I don't think it would be Omega since they mentioned him. RTD has said that people will be screaming with excitement in the finale. The only thing about Sutekh that doesn't link is that it was fourth and Sarah Jane. So it was the Fourth Doctor and Sarah Jane's adventures. Okay. Wingray says, well, Rogue did have a look on his face when they showed Tennant's face. Right. Because they showed all the doctors that he had, or all the times that the Doctor had regenerated and who and what he regenerated into. And the familiarity may have been with Tennant's Doctor. Justice says, Third Doctor had the Master first appearance. Not sure, but it will be interesting. So I need to be writing stuff down. And because this ain't my regular setup, I don't have all the shit that I usually have sitting here to write stuff down, right? So I need to be writing down Sutek. I need to put Omega in the maybe not category. I need to put the Master in the maybe category, right? Miss Powell says the TARDIS was sick since Wild Blue Yonder. That had the first instance of Susan Twist as Isaac Newton's maid. Yes. And didn't we see this? Didn't the TARDIS get sick before because of Jack? Because Jack is what or is was immortal. He was incompatible with the TARDIS for some reason. The TARDIS struggled with Jack, right? It's Donna's, and she did spill, was it tea or coffee? She did spill something on the interface of in the TARDIS. Hey there, I'm sorry. Thank you, Kyle, for showing up and hanging out with us today. Thanks for letting me chat way too much. I love your take, sir. So thank you for having, or thank you for coming and hanging out with us today. Everybody say bye, Kyle. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to be gone in a minute too because, gosh, I'm starving. But again, there's a lot to think about, to take in, and to consider as we move into the final week, or the final 2 episodes. I'm sorry, I said final week. Final 2 episodes of Doctor Who. Let me see what Miss Wingray says. Is there a discussing Trek tonight? I thought Clarence said that he was going to do discussing Trek, and it was going to be news. So I think we might be getting discussing Trek. Now Miss Powell said a paradox. The TARDIS didn't like Clara either until the paradox was solved. But hey. What about the fact that once the Doctor disappeared in 73 yards, that Ruby couldn't use her key to get in the TARDIS? Could that be another hint that the TARDIS is sick and Ruby might have something to do with it? Y'all, you're welcome, Ms. Powell. This has been so much fun, and it's given me so much to think about. Hopefully it's giving you guys something to think about as well. I can't wait to come back here next week. This is becoming one of my favorite times of the week to do this Doctor Who thing, and we only got 2 weeks left. But I still do Evil as well. Now, if you are not watching Evil, I highly suggest it. This is the final season of Evil. There are 14 episodes this season. So we got we're at up to episode 3 is what I'll be recapping tomorrow, I think. So we got a little ways to go in this season. If you are watching Evil, I would truly love to have you come and be part of the conversation tomorrow at this time, 5 p.m., where we will be discussing this last episode called How to Slaughter a Pig. Yes, that sounds crazy, but I promise you, it is such a good series. So if you're watching it, hopefully you'll join me. Even if you're not watching it, hopefully you'll come and you'll hang out with me. Yes, girl, Mavity. I've been thinking about that too. Mavity messed up the timeline. I keep oscillating between, was it the fact that they influenced that word, or was it the Doctor throwing that salt over his shoulder or whatever at the end of the universe? These are things that could all have something to do with the mess that we're in right now. Oh. So David says he's got his Discovery DVD special ordered. It has arrived. So now he can get caught up on our Star Trek Discovery stuff. And Justin just started Evil. He likes it so far. I got a bunch of people who have just started it. And, I'm talking about the last season. So eventually you guys will get caught up, and that stuff will be there for posterity for you to see where my head was as we were moving through the season. The Doctor did a lot of issue 3 specials. He did. He was like, let me make sure that I F things up properly for this new doctor that's coming. I need to F things up properly so he'll have some stuff to do. Sure did. Um, um, Wingray said they did call it gravity last episode in a screen, maybe an oversight or maybe a clue. I didn't even see it. You'll have to tell me like exactly where I can find the Mavity. That's it. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Hang out with me, and I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to talk Acolyte. I'm not feeling it. I'm not saying that I'm not feeling the series. I haven't even given the series a proper chance. I'm just not feeling the conversation side of it, and it's because my Star Wars, when I discuss Star Wars, it gets lost in a sea of Star Wars content out there from bigger and better creators. But Doctor Who is kind of good. The Doctor has called it gravity. I didn't even hear him say gravity, but I wasn't paying no attention. I wasn't. Um, so yeah, Doctor Who. We're going to finish Doctor Who out, and we will decide where we're going from there. Because I don't think I'm going to do Prodigy episode by episode. They're dropping it, I believe, all at once, and that's 20 episodes dropping at one time. And I just don't think I have the bandwidth to watch all of them and talk about it. Unless you guys will be will be open to just watch maybe two episodes at a time and getting through it. So it will be 1 hour of Star Trek for what, 5 or 10 weeks. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't have anything else, y'all. It's been fun. We're gonna check in with Clarence tonight, see if we got a stream going on. If not, you guys have a great. I'll see most of you later, and if I won't, I appreciate you for hanging out with me today. With all that being said, I appreciate y'all. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.